Greetings, F1 enjoyers, and welcome to Vegas, everyone. Also, this race doesn't have a sprint race, so yeah. There are some races that don't have sprint races. Just the main race itself. The schedule doesn't accommodate a sprint race, by the way. I even watched the pre-race stuff. But anyways, after the pre-race stuff, the race begins with the usual formation lap to get to the grid, and Lando Norris jumping into the lead. And then Verstappen took the lead after Norris failed to protect it. Holy crapper! This is not good for his championship, and the race gets yellow flagged for debris. Tsunoda is first to come down to pit road. Lawson also lost places because of a blown tire. Wait, what? Even the virtual safety car had to be deployed due to the chaos. But anyways, the race restarts with Verstappen continuing to lead. DRS is also enabled. Albon and Hamilton battle for 12th. Kimi Antonelli is also noted by the stewards for a false start, and he might get penalized. Well, it was bound to happen. Verstappen continues to lead. Hadjar and Piastri battle for 5th. Dirty air becomes a factor in this track, even with DRS, and yeah, that's probably why Formula 1 is replacing DRS with the X mode and Y mode next year. One of the hardest parts of this track is not trying to lock up your brakes in one of the corners. Albon makes his pit stop and Kimi Antonelli now has the fastest lap of the race. Wow, he must be really fast. As expected, Kimi Antonelli gets his penalty, and the race gets yellow flagged again. The virtual safety car gets deployed for the second time. Piastri gets past Hadjar for 6th. Alonso makes his pit stop. Russell has to fend off Norris as he is getting closer and closer. He soon comes down to pit road. Norris also gets clean air after he got past Russell when he pitted in. Ocon is currently running a knife. Albon gets penalized for causing a collision with Lewis Hamilton. Again! Hadjar comes down to pit road. Even with clean air, Norris still can't get past Verstappen. Piastri makes his pit stop. Hamilton and Sainz battle for 3rd. Ironic considering that Sainz used to drive for Ferrari and he's ahead of Hamilton, who is the Ferrari. Crazy how things work. Norris comes down to pit road. Sainz is next to come down to pit road. Piastri gets past Sainz. Leclerc makes his pit stop. Verstappen comes down to pit road and still leads. Wow. It's amazing what his pit crew could do. Like, if Verstappen makes his pit stop and he's still in the lead, that's a fast pit stop. Well, mind you, they don't have to refuel, since refueling is banned in Formula 1 because of fire hazards, but still, pretty fast. Am I right? While Tsunoda makes his pit stop, we get radio chatter with Zach Brown. Lawson is next to come down to pit road. Hamilton makes his pit stop while he was tailing Hülkenberg. Russell has to hold off Norris again. Norris gets past Russell with DRS. I really want Russell to hold him off. Antonelli is in 4th, though he still has that penalty. Even a lap for Verstappen still leads. On the final lap, all Verstappen has to do is not make any mistakes and take the win. And just like that, Max Verstappen was back-to-back at Vegas. Keep in mind, no one has ever won back-to-back at Vegas before. Until now. But anyways, we get the driver interviews and... Wait, what's this? They get to drive in the Lego Cadillac. Now that's different. Easily the highlight of the race, if you ask me. We also get fireworks after the race has ended. Easy 9 out of 10. It was a great race, with the highlight being the Lego car in the race itself, yeah. After they've won, they get to ride the Lego car. It's rare what happens in Vegas. But what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What's next, sir? The winning drivers in Abu Dhabi going to drive in Arabian police cars. You may never know. Heck, there's even a post-race show with Mickey Mouse himself. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. We still get the winning driver's national anthem that gets played in Victory Lane. This race is filled with a lot of surprises. Like, I was expecting the whole driver talk in the cool down room, but no. You get a Lego car, fireworks, and Mickey Mouse. What more can you ask for? Also, in other news, Norris and Piastri get disqualified. Oh no! This could be bad for McLaren's title hopes. Despite this, it's still a great race. But anyways, here's the bonus content for you.